Alright folks, today we're going to be talking about Foxbody interiors and how you can freshen up the interior of your Fox right in time for car show season with very little money and about an afternoon's worth of your time. Right, so we're in the interior of my coupe. Now please excuse the light. It's obviously dim in here with just nothing more than the interior light, but what I want to try to show you is what a painted interior looks like. So I've pulled all of, like, the whole dash has come out and been repainted. The only thing that has not been repainted in this car is the black. Okay, everywhere the black on the dash, up here. None of that has been painted. The speaker guard hasn't been painted, but all of this gray has. And the reason being, any of you Foxbody owners out there that have had one for a long period of time, or one that the interior has been touched in, you'll know that all of these plastics discolor in various colors at different rates, especially if your car has been exposed to any kind of sun. So for example, my vents were one gray. Around the vent was kind of a yellowy gray. This was sort of a shiny, goofy gray. Like, it was just a myriad of shades of gray in here. So I've taken all of these parts out of the car. I've Scotch Brighted them down. You clean them with some sort of a degreaser. If you're going to use the SEM line of products, they actually have a plastic and vinyl prep that you spray, that you just put it on before you're going to paint them, and it degreases everything. Wipe it down with a tack cloth, and then you go about painting them. Now, as you can probably see, I mean, every gray in this car is now the same color gray because all of these parts have been treated to this SEM paint. So just to prove my point a little bit more about how these interiors can discolor at different rates and turn themselves into various shades, in this case red. This speaker panel has been painted. This kick panel and this trim panel have been painted. This vent has been painted. However, the outer bezel of it has not, nor has this dash or this dash pad. I find red to be a little bit more forgiving than gray. Grays tend to almost get a bit of a brown or orangey tinge to them. Red, not so much. That's the reason why this dash hasn't come out, because it does drive me a little crazy, but not as bad as the grays do. Actually, the outer side of this dash is really rough. I don't know where or how that occurred, but it did. Another interesting contrast here is this console has been painted, but this glove box has not. So you can see even the button or the pull switch here is a different red than this. Definitely a different color than the repainted console. So like I say, the reds are a little more forgiving than the grays. However, you can still get a sense of the difference in contrast. And when you match them all up, like I just showed you in my coupe, it really makes a world of difference. So here's some of the products I've used over the years. This is by no means all of them, but you can just get a sense for some of the ones that I've used. Now, you recognize this SEM, okay? Now this is the product that I'm speaking about. I've also got a can from LMR. I don't know the exact history on their product. However, they do have their own line of interior matched color dyes. I have a feeling it's probably in conjunction with SEM, but they've gone to great lengths to try to match Foxbody interior colors as bang on as possible. I've heard good things and bad things. I've personally had great experiences. You can see here I've written red on here because they don't give you any indication of the color. They give you a black lid. So yeah, just so I don't go and screw something up, I write on the cans when I get them. But for all intents and purposes, here you can see the plastic and leather prep. This is what I was referring to with respect to a pre-paint spray. It kind of degreases and gets from what I gather, it kind of makes the surface you're about to paint almost pliable, so the paint sticks to it better. Same here, this is a vinyl prep. I'm not going to go into any details on the actual, like you can see here, there's color codes and whatnot. I don't know where that one is. Oh, it's Landera. Because each interior color is a little different, and you're going to have to mess around with your specific interior color to get the right dye color, or as close to as possible. The one that I will reference though, however, is this Lando Black. Every Fox has Lando Black. Like the black that you see in any interior of a Fox body is Lando Black. Okay, so part number 15013, Lando Black. So yeah, this is the product, folks. Now, the best way that you can use this stuff is preparation is everything. Okay, so lightly scuff everything with a Scotch-Brite pad. Make sure you give it a good cleaning, a good treatment. You should actually, before you even scuff them, I'd highly recommend washing everything with a quality soap and water. Scrub them down with a toothbrush, dry them off, hit them with compressed air, and then hit them with the prep, and then start your paint process. One little addition that I'll add to the painting is when you're applying the paint, add it in very, very light coats. Very light. Okay, I can't stress that enough. If you go heavy on it, one, it's going to look like you're going to get rid of that texture of the plastic parts and or the vinyl parts, and two, it'll flake off. Okay, it will not embed and or dye the item that you're trying to paint. Okay, so yeah, light coats. Make sure you got a good drying, a good portion of time while you're drying the parts between coats, probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 coats, but as long as you're putting them on light, and you're good to go. Now, I've got this one up here too, because Chris and I, the Infamous Project, have referenced this a few times on our podcast. This is the SEM product that I use for painting trim. All right, so that's actually not painted. All these bits and pieces are painted, okay? And that's painted with this SEM trim black. You can buy this stuff at your local parts store. It's the closest thing, it even says it on their OEM match. It's the closest thing that you're gonna find to painting up those bits and pieces of trim around your Fox body. Okay folks, so now granted this isn't like a step-by-step how-to, I just figured a high-level overview would probably help a bunch of people out there, but like I said, between Chris and I, we get a lot of questions on this. He's done a lot of videos actually. I should try and link some of his up here for you. Like he'll take you through the step-by-step process, so I won't repeat any of that. He does a really good job of freshening up an interior. So like I say, this is a great way to take your car from like an 8 to a 9.5, 10. Like in a matter of hours, you can freshen these cars up and make them look brand new. Just again, take your time, okay? Very, very light coats. Preparation's everything. Make sure the parts are clean, dry, and really, really light coats. Give yourself a proper drying time in between coats, and you'll make your car look brand new interior wise. So thanks a lot for tagging along, guys. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I get back to everybody. I love helping you guys out. So thank you very much for all of that, and thank you for your views, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.